So there's something that I've been wanting to kind of talk about. Um, as I learn things, I like to, um, as I discover things even more and discover a name to put on certain things, like what I'm about to talk about. I like to share them, and something's been bothering me this weekend. I just haven't really had the time to focus on doing a video or talking about it. But it's weighed heavy. Because I have put a name to it, thanks to just learning and watching podcasts and things like that. I can put a name to this. Um, and as a therapist, we need therapy too. I haven't been successful in finding one yet, but in the meantime, and all through my life, I've pretty much used tools to help myself, if that makes sense, because I I tend to put this is probably going to be confusing, but I tend to put myself in other people's shoes, including myself, if that makes sense. Like, okay, you have to give yourself a break, self-talk and self-love and things like that. And that's just been part of my healing, and healing is ongoing. I've been, you know, we heal, we have to heal, as things come to us. We're never going to be completely healed because we're never going to be, we're always going to be hurt in some way. We're human. We have emotions. We have a heart. Um, but so I've been able to put this into, give this a name. And that is, we find the greatest healing when we're able to heal our inner child. And I know during healing, some like Christian healing sessions called Sozo, if you've ever heard of it, there's some of it that I don't agree with, so I don't like using the entire method as a therapeutic process, but I take tools that I've learned from that and apply them in certain areas, even of my own life and in my practice. So, and at one time I released my inner child to Jesus. And that's a beautiful thing. And I'm learning that didn't make her go away. That didn't make her leave me. That just gave her, um, gave her permission to go to the Lord when she needs healing, or when she wants, she just needs to be herself. And I'm talking in like third person, because even though that's part of me, that's no longer me. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I still need healing in that area. I love to be childlike. It's not natural for me to always be uptight and be always in my head as a career person, a career woman, and a grown up. To me, being that way, I've been like that for years, like trying to hustle to support my kids. But now I'm finding myself going back to my inner child and missing that part of me, wishing I can bring that out more. And the more I'm doing that, the more I realize that I have to consistently, you know, heal that part of me, as far as, you know, the freedom of expression. Even as a child, with my trauma as a child, I always shut down. So when I'm hurt, that's something that I've done, is just completely shut down and not talk. So for the last couple of years, I'm learning to be more expressive and and communicating my emotions in a more effective way versus getting angry or lashing out, because that's something I learned. And that's part of it too, is learning um, to heal your inner child, learning to I'm reteaching my inner child, or reparenting my inner child, I should say. So essentially, I am trying to be the mother and the protector, the father that I didn't. I love my parents, but there were times where I wasn't protected. Um, I've been sexually abused, around when I was younger, where parents were not there to protect me from that and nurturing. Like I miss that. So now what I'm doing, even though I have healing in that area, I feel like I have to reparent that part of me to bring that out more, bring my childlike self out as an adult. So I have found healing and forgiveness for the perpetrators who hurt me, but now I'm like relearning those old patterns of where my parents failed me, if that makes sense. Like with the narcissism and things like that. So I'm the things I picked up on as a child and a teenager, like manipulation and things that I was taught, I'm catching myself in that moment and redirecting into another thought process, if that makes sense. And at the same time, I'm comforting the hurt that comes up in that, or with that, as far as my parents and how they can do certain things to me, how, as far as, not purposely do, but like neglect me in those areas. And I'm not blaming them. We're not blaming them. If your parents are good now and they've tried and they're apologetic, we can't blame them no more. But once we reach this age and our parents still don't want to change, or don't want to even come to terms that they hurt us in some way, that's the time to just cut them off. I'm sorry. So if you have parents that don't take accountability for how they raised you, and you're my age, but so now I'm like reteaching, like saying this is not the right process. This is not the right way to handle this. This is not proper communication. And in that, my little girl is, saying, is trying to shut down because it hurts. And I remember, that's how I was when I was a child. Like, I would just not talk. I would just shut down and suppress that emotion, because I was taught that I wasn't allowed to talk and express myself. So now that I'm doing that more, and my inner child is wanting to be comforted in that time, I am comforting her as well. So I'm saying it's okay. It's going to be okay. I love you. I'm here for you. You can tell me how you feel. I have dialogue with myself, and that's normal. That's good. Because sometimes we're our best advocate. We're our best friend. And that's okay to be like that. But, so yeah, we have to reparent ourselves to get through those, narcissistic traits we picked up as children and adolescents from our parents and other adult figures in our life that didn't have our best interests at heart, or they didn't know how to, whatnot, whatever the reason. But we have to reparent and reteach ourselves and love ourselves in those moments. Like, it's okay to speak your mind. It's okay to share your emotions, because all in all, at the end of the day, hurt people. They don't purposely do that. That's the only way they know how to be. They might not even do it on purpose. It's just that's them not redirecting their thought process that they learned. I don't really believe that people are out there trying to hurt other people just to hurt other people. I don't believe that, because somebody who's been through so much pain, they really, unless they're completely shut off from their emotions, they really don't want to hurt other people. So anyway, we need to give ourselves the same love that we give others, regarding their emotions, and put ourselves in other shoes as well as our own. Like, you were taught this as a child. This is something that you didn't know any better. But this is the new way of thinking, or this is the new way of acting, of showing, of communicating. And then in that, love yourself, love your inner child, allow that part of you to come out. And when you meet people, or you meet somebody who brings that out in you, it's amazing, because that's our core. Our personality is developed as a child. So when we could be ourselves, completely be our inner child self with people, that's really bringing the best out of us, if that makes sense. So anyway, I had to share all that before I just wouldn't be able to finish my day with my clients. So my hair is a hot mess. I look like Pepe Le Pew. Anyway, I hope you have a good day.